Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the very first live sales meeting for the Rodney Webb University. I'm really excited about what we've got going on. Guys, we've taken almost 10,000 quizzes since the university's been up. So you guys are out there using this, and I think we're starting to see some really good feedback from it, from some of the guys that I've talked to. Another great thing is we were in the studio this past Saturday, and we filmed 22 new courses. Plus, we've got some great new material coming. I think you guys are going to be absolutely amazed at how this thing grows and how much it helps your business. So what I want to talk about today is something that you know is near and dear to my heart, and that's selling the reference list. But I want to talk about selling the reference list bilimbically. And I want to talk about some things that we can do that can actually change the results and make the results much better. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to do a quick role play with somebody on selling the reference list. Then I want to talk about how we can do this bilimbically. Everyone knows that this reference list is the cornerstone of our entire presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Accord Construction, and I'm going to unmute you guys. And all right, Accord Construction, are you there? Say hello to the whole world.
Hello.
All right. So I'm looking, here's what I want to do. Parker, are you there? Where are you?
Right here.
All right, Parker. You don't have your fancy pants on today, do you?
No.
All right. Hey, Parker, what I want you to do is to sell me the reference list.
All righty, Ronnie, can you do me a favor?
I'm sure.
All righty, here's a list of my past customers that we've worked with in the past, and I would love you to give them all a call. You can ask them any question you want. Here's some questions if you get stumped a little bit. Did Floor Coverings International do everything they said they were going to do? Did they clean up before and after? And if they had another flooring project, would they choose Floor Coverings International? So I'd love you to give them all a call, and here's one thing I'm going to do for you. For every person you get a hold of today while I'm out there measuring and pulling some product, I'll give you $50 off the top of your whole entire project. That could be up to $100 to $300 off your whole project. Can you do that for me?
Okay, yeah, sure. All right, great. Now, that's the way we sell the reference list. Good job, Parker. But what I want to do is I want to talk about selling this reference list bilimbically. Now, so let me explain to you what I mean. Okay, let me just double check. Can you see my screen there, Parker?
Yeah.
No.
All right, you should be able to see it now then.
Now we can see it.
Yes, now we can see it.
All right, so now go ahead and mute your screen for a second, and then I'm going to come back to you.
Okay.
All right, so what we want to talk about is selling this bilimbically. I think you're going to, some of the things we've learned over the years have really allowed us to step our game up. We've always talked about the 3 G's, and everybody know what the 3 G's is. Parker just got finished doing it. The 3 G's are get a commitment, give information, and give them a reason to call. What we want to talk about today and we want to focus on is the incentive that we give people. One of the things that we found is there's been study after study done. And one of the biggest studies done was done by a neuroeconomist. Now, some people have never heard of a neuroeconomist, but one at Stanford University, and a neuroeconomist is a scientist who researches how the brain is affected by money. That's what a neuroeconomist is. And what they found was the brain is affected the exact same way to money as it is cocaine. They did an MRI, and what they did, they measured the stimulation of the brain of someone that was high on cocaine versus someone that had just got some money. And it was the exact same MRI. And so what this tells us is that the studies shows how much money actually affects the brain. And the beautiful thing is that the study shows that it affects the part of the brain within the limbic system called the pleasure center. The pleasure center of the brain is one of the most powerful parts of the brain. What happened there? Okay? One of the most powerful parts of the brain. Now, what's important for us to know and how it works with us is that these studies shows that they did the study, and what they did was they did an MRI on 12 humans, 12 people. And what they said was they played a money game. And they looked at this game and they wanted to know, how did this affect the brain for people to win money or to lose money? And what they found was that it heightens the neural activity for you to win money and for you to lose money. The crazy thing about it is, think about when you go to a casino, how immediately it affects your mood, whether you win or whether you lose. And what they found is that the power of gaining, winning, or losing money stimulates the pleasure center of the brain, which means that it affects all of your decision making. One of the most effective types of things that they found is that money is more stimulating to a human than anything else. They actually took a naked body, a corpse, a beautiful body, and money, and they said, and they looked to see which one would stimulate the brain more. And they found money stimulated the brain and the senses more than a naked body or a dead corpse. This is a study that was done, and it's amazing what it does. Also, they found that people, and money motivates people exactly the same way as food motivates a dog. They say, well, what in the world has all of this got to do with what we do? Well, it's got a lot to do with it. Because what we want to talk about is, what does some of this research tells us? Well, it tells us just by offering a person cash, it stimulates the limbic part of the brain. Now, yes, we do that, stimulate the limbic part of the brain. And Mike, can you mute everybody on that, please? And so what it does is it stimulates the limbic part of the brain. And it's important for us to understand that it gives people an immediate reaction. The money is a pleasurable experience, or if they lose it, it is a negative experience, and they feel the pain. The great thing is we want to be able to stimulate this as much as possible and as powerfully as possible. How are we going to do that? Well, what we're going to do, and what we've been doing, some of you guys have done this before, and you see how effective it is. What we're going to do is we want to actually use mock currency to stimulate the limbic part of the brain. This mock currency is big. And what we wanted to do, and I'll show you when I go back, is we wanted to look exactly like money, but we wanted to act as a coupon. What we've got to understand is that a coupon is crazy, the effect that it has. This is a study that was done. This study right here is one of the most powerful ones when it really comes to retail. And this study was done, and what they found was 53% of the people or consumers say that they focus more on their needs and wants when they purchase, when they have on their purchases. 79.8% of consumers use coupons regularly. So what we want to do is bring this into effect. 80% are seeking value, and they're promotion sensitive. People really look at saving money. But here's the thing. Look at how much coupons are growing in our community. Not only do we have the Groupon on our apps and all of those kind of things, but in 2007, only 63% of people use coupons. In 2013, 92% of people used coupons. Well, now today, that number is probably closer to 96 or 97%. Whether it's Groupons, cutting them out of the newspaper, getting them in the mail, whatever. People are used to using coupons, and it stimulates them to buy. 91%, I want you to look at this statistic down here. It says 91% of coupon redeemers say that they will visit the retailer or they will do business with them again if they offer them a coupon. 57% of all shoppers say that they would not have made the purchase without the coupon. Okay, and what's important is that we use this. And I want you to think about this because this is really, really interesting. This is really interesting. What's important to understand is that we know that most stores and most people understand that a coupon isn't necessarily that great of a deal. As a matter of fact, most companies, what they do is they'll raise the price to cover the coupon. But the coupon itself, let me see if I can mute everybody.
10 year. It's 10 year, 100%, and it doesn't get prorated because that warranty comes from us.
Jason Couto, I can hear you.
Oh, I apologize.
Please mute your phone.
Kathy Piccoli, mute your phone, please, or mute your computer.
Okay, so let's go back to this. Okay, what's important to understand is that these coupons are absolutely amazing. And we know a lot of times that, hey, that coupon, they raised the price to add the coupon in. But it's the idea of saving money or not using that coupon that you will lose money that makes coupons effective 92% of the time. The beautiful thing about what we do is we have facts to back up what we say. There's a study that was done at Emory University that shows the factor of surprise. This is something else we want to add in to sell it bilimbically. So what is the impact of surprise? You know, one of the things that made me start looking at this was, over the years, dealing with women, a girlfriend, fiance, wife, and they'll say, just give me bring me flowers, or they'll say, just bring me a card, or just bring me something. And I'm thinking, well, hey, I gave you a Louis Vuitton on your birthday. I'm thinking, well, hey, on Valentine's Day, I gave you a diamond ring. And I'm thinking that's enough. Well, when I started studying this, I found out that what makes a gift more impactful is the surprise of the gift itself, not necessarily what the gift was. And it's especially powerful within women. The element of surprise stimulates the brain. And if you can see here, this is the study that was done at Emory University. And they're showing how every time there was a surprise in this MRI, how it lit up like a Christmas tree. So I want to say, how can I use not only cash, but the element of surprise to be able to stimulate this? What we're doing here, guys, is we're looking deep into how can you get better and how can you get better results from a customer. So here's an element of surprise that I want to add in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Parker in Oklahoma City, and then we're going to try to role play this with these different new tools. Okay, so now let me show you the element of surprise. So if you take a look at this, what we're going to do is we want to tell the customer, here's a sample of our reference list. Then what I want you to do is you're going to sell the reference list. But then I want you to turn the reference list over. And I want you to tell the customers and write it in pencil or pen. To earn something special, please call this number. Then press 1 twice, then enter this number. I don't want to tell them what it is. I don't want to tell them what the surprise is. I just want them to go and make this call. The element of surprise will stimulate the limbic part of the brain as much as the money you promised them earlier. Here's how this works. Mike, let's make sure everybody's muted because we need to make sure they can hear this. So I don't know who that is, but can you check?
I can't mute people because I'm not the host, but.
Okay. All right, here we go. Listen to this.
Thank you for calling Better Business Bureau of Central Oklahoma. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. If you're calling to find out about a business, please press 1.
Thank you for calling your BBB. You have reached our 24-hour automated information system. For information on a company or charity, press 1. In order to get a BBB business review on a company or charity, you will need their 10-digit phone number, including the area code. Please enter the 10-digit phone number, including the area.
BBB Business Review for Accord Construction, Inc. BBB issues business reviews on all businesses, whether or not they are BBB accredited. This business has been a BBB accredited business since February 2009. This means it supports BBB services to the public and meets our BBB accreditation standards. Based on BBB files, this business has a BBB rating of A+.
The business you inquired about is
Accord Construction, Inc.
This business is also known as
Roofing Resolution, LLC.
This business is located at
13,776 North Lincoln Boulevard in Edmond, Oklahoma 73013.
The business was established on
October 1st, 2006. Matt Taylor is the president.
The primary business phone number is
405-302-5520.
Additional phone numbers include
601-923-3343.
the primary type of business is
Roofing contractors. Effective January 1st, 2011, the state of Oklahoma requires companies in the roofing industry to register with the state's Construction Industries Board. To learn more about the law and registration, visit the board's website at www.ocape.gov/. BBB has processed no customer complaints on this company in the last 36 months, our standard reporting period. A complete review is available online. As a matter of policy, BBB does not endorse any product, service, or business.
to listen to this information again, press 1.
Now, the reason I wanted to do that is I wanted you to understand that what we're looking for is the element of surprise. We're also looking to bring a third party into this other than our customers. Now this customer cannot say by any stretch of imagination that they haven't done research. They cannot say that, hey, they got to check us out. They've talked to people, and the beautiful thing about it, they talk to people and they talk to the actually heard the Better Business Bureau. The beautiful thing about this is you should know exactly what the Better Business Bureau says when they call. I actually called on 10 companies that's on this call, Your Better Business Bureau. I called Rebath of Utah. I called Dream Home Remodeling. I called Ridge Valley. I called Peachtree. I called multiple companies. And I called these companies, I called A-Best. And what I did was I listened to these calls, and now I'm like, hey, if I was a customer, what do I think about this? I'm hearing this not from a customer, not from a salesman, but I'm getting information from the Better Business Bureau on top of talking to the other customer. Now, not only that, but what we're also doing is we're going to actually use the touch and feel of money. So what you see on the screen here is that after this call or later on this week, you'll be able to, matter of fact, you probably can do it after this call, I'll double check. But in your downloads within your university, if you don't have the artwork yourself, you can make it yourself if you want. If you don't, this is the actual size of dollar bills. It looks exactly like dollar bills, and it will actually fit in your pocket with other dollar bills. I'm going to unshare my screen here just to show you what I mean. Okay. All right. Can everybody see me now? Give me a thumbs up if you can see me. Okay. So what I've done here is I have money here, right? And if you look here, that looks just like real money, right? Now what I'm going to do is when I go to that customer and I say, hey, Mr. Jones, hey, if you make calls, here's what I'm going to do for you. For every person you get in touch with, and then I take my money out, and it's really cool to have a nice little money clip or even a wallet and pull that money out and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For every person you get in touch with, you get to use this coupon. And now I'm using these as a coupon. What happens is now tangibly, they can actually feel the money in their hands. Now what I'm going to be able to do is when they go back in, they've got either, this is a 50 or 100, whatever you use, and they actually have that cash in their hands. And now what happens is when you go back in to do your presentation, how many did you get in touch with? Now they say, well, I got in touch with 2, or I got in touch with 3. Now you say, okay, well, give me back 3 of them. So now they got to count out and give you 3 back. Yeah. Actual physical touching of the money, the actual gain and loss of the money will stimulate the limbic part of the brain like no other, like cocaine. That is a fact, okay? So now what we're doing is we have all of these. Now here's the deal. What we can do.
I mean, it was like, it started to smoke, so I like.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, now that we have it, let's say that they got in touch with 2. They got in touch with 2, then they gotta give me 4 back. Well, now I'm gonna say, well, did you call the number on the back? If they call the number on the back, this is when you can be creative. You can make this anything you want because it's a surprise. And people love surprises. It goes directly to that limbic part of the brain. Those MRIs done at Emory proves that no matter what, that surprise will go immediate stimulus of the limbic part of the brain. So now you can either make it, okay, well, I tell you what, since you did talk to the Better Business Bureau, what did they say? No unanswered complaints. Okay, well, great. I'll tell you what, that's going to get you $200 more. Or, you know what? I know you told me you wanted grids in those windows. I tell you what, you remember I had told you that the grids were $100 a piece? I tell you what, since you got in touch with that, I'll give you the grids on the front side of the house. Or rebar. Hey, you know what? You had said you wanted a grab bar. And I tell you what, because you called that Better Business Bureau, I told you I was going to work you something special, I'm going to give you one of those grab bars. It really doesn't matter what it is, but the element of surprise, the tangibleness of touching the money is not something that we can control because it automatically stimulates the pleasure center of the brain. And this, guys, is what I'm trying to tell you. This is not just me making, every bit of this is research. And you can go right on the internet and do the same research that I did, and you will see this is factual. There's a part of the brain. Matter of fact, I wrote it down here because I thought it was so awesome. There's a part of the brain that's called, if you guys look at this, look it up. It's really, really cool. The part, what is the, I'm gonna tell you the exact, it's called a dopamine. Dopamine is what it is it's like a highway from the brain to the different parts of the body. And what ends up happening is money gives a surge in the dopamine. And if you just type in dopamine in the computer, there's been thousands and thousands of studies that show it. And if you go to any business school and you look at the power of dopamine and how it controls everything we do, including the body, the decisions we make, and habits. This is the main reason people get addicted to cocaine, get addicted to sex, get addicted to gambling. Most people don't realize, but what we're playing on here and what we're using is the same thing that gets people addicted to gambling. And what we're trying to do is to make sure that customers understand that not only are we great at what we do, not only are we going to do them a great job, but it's going to be a pleasurable experience. If it's a pleasurable experience, you can understand that they want to buy from you again, and they will go on your reference list. So let's kind of review this, and then I want to kind of do a little bit of role playing with it, okay? So what we found through all the studies done, and I looked at 5 different studies, plus from the Small Business Administration about coupons, so that's 6 different avenues of information, and everyone said the exact same thing. The first study showed us that the money, using money, and the gain or loss of money, and tangibly touching and feeling money, stimulates the part of the brain that's called the pleasure center. It is the one thing that is more powerful than anything else in the brain. And it's directly in that limbic part of the brain. So what we want to do is we've always used the money by saying, hey, we'll give you $50 or we'll give you $100 for each one you get in touch with. Now what we want to do? Now we want to bring the senses into it. We want to make sure that that customer can touch it and feel it. And now once you start that exchange of money, now, guess what? When I give you money and you give me change back, we've started the purchasing process. We've started the purchasing process. They're used to giving me money. And now, guess what? The beautiful thing is now when I get down into the close, and I said, now, Mr. Jones, your retail price is $5,725. Now, you did call that reference list, and that gives you how much? Okay, give it back to me. And now make him give it back to you right there in the close. So now he gives it back to you, and now that takes $300 off. Brings your price down to just $49.99. Now, I did take the liberty of working up some payment options for you. And now, guess what? I've got it going. I gave it to them. They gave it back. Or whatever they didn't use. And then at the end, they gave me that coupon just like you do when you go to the store. When you go to the store, when you go through the line and you got buy one, get one free coupon to get a loaf of bread, they want that coupon. They scan that coupon. And now they keep that coupon and they put it in the drawer. That's what people are used to. That's what their brain, and one of the things you learned at the boot camp is about effective frequency. And what we're doing is people are used to it. People are used to this. They're used to using coupons. They're used to getting those discounts. And they want it because it hits the pleasure center of their brain, which is in the limbic part of the brain. Guys, this is one of the most powerful things that you can possibly do, because what it does is it takes people's thoughts and people's ideas away from them, and it goes about their emotions. That's why it's more powerful that people buy what they want than what they need, because their emotions get involved. That's what we're doing here. We're making it to where we have influence over their decision making by stimulating that limbic part of the brain, or inside the limbic part of the brain, the pleasure center. Game changer. Real game changer. Now, here's the deal. You gotta practice this. If you don't practice it, it's gonna sound like some kind of a trick or something. You gotta make this natural and you gotta practice it. If you do, hey man, I mean, the thing is what I'm gonna do is when and this is me, you don't have to do it, I mean, be you. I carry cash in my pocket or in my wallet. So when I'm selling that reference list, I'm gonna pull out I'm gonna say, oh, now, tell you what, hold on a second, here's what I'll do for you. And now I'm gonna as soon as I pull out that wallet of cash, even though, it's got our Cash the Bulldog, our logo in the middle of it, when they first see it come out, they're like, oh, okay, what are you gonna do with that? And then I pull it out and I show it to them, hey, this is a coupon. And now, that element of surprise, that tangibleness of taking the money, all gets us to the point of them being able to start to feel the pleasure of dealing with us and the pleasure that they're gonna have from making a good decision. So what I wanna do now is I'm gonna go back to Parker. Now, Parker, what I want you to do now is I want you to try to sell this reference list. And what I want you to do is this time, I want you to act like you got some cash, and I want you to use that, and then I want you to set up the Better Business Bureau the same way I did. This is actually your Better Business Bureau that I use, okay? All right, so here we go. All right, you ready? All right, so you're unmuted, so let's go.
Unmuted. You're good. Okay, do you want me to actually call the Better Business Bureau, or?
No, don't worry about it. You
set it up like that?
Just tell me what you want me to do.
All right, Ronnie, can you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All righty, well, here's what I got right here is a list of past customers that we've worked with. They were just like you, wanting to get a flooring project done. So I'd love for you to give them all a call while I'm out here doing some measuring and picking out some product for you. But one thing I'm gonna do for you is, for every person you get a hold of.
Stop right there. Don't forget, you gotta give me information.
Oh yeah, I got too excited about the money. All right.
That money got you. That money got you going. See, you were high on cocaine. That's what.
You got him on that dopamine, right?
That dopamine ain't no joke, baby. All right, here we go. Let's go.
All right, Rodney, will you do me a favor?
Oh, sure. What's that?
All right, here's a list of my past customers that we've worked with. customers just like you looking to get a flooring project done, I'd love for you to give them all a call today. You can ask them any question you want, but if you get stumped, here's some questions. Did Floor Coverings International do everything they said they were going to do? Did we clean up before and after? And if they had another flooring project, would they choose Floor Coverings International? I'd love for you to give them all a call while I'm out here measuring. One thing I'm going to do for you is, for every person you get a hold of, I'm not only am I going to give you $50 off on top of each project. That adds up to be $100, $200, $300 off your whole project. But one thing that's real special about this is, you get this number right here on the back, a call, press 1 twice and call that number. I'm gonna give you something really special that you're gonna be really excited about. Now, can you do that for me, Rodney?
Okay, not bad at all, not bad. Now you gotta also make me understand that I only get the money if what?
You call the people, get a hold of them.
If I get a hold to them, because one of the most powerful things is going to be not just that they get the money, but what?
That they talk to the past customers.
Yeah, we want that too. But what's the most powerful part of stimulating this? Just as powerful as them getting money, but I got to let them know that they got a chance to what if they don't get in touch with them?
Give it back to you.
They're going to lose that money. So remember, the brain is stimulated the same when it comes to money, with the gain of money or the loss of money. We want to use both. So now what happens is, hey, for everyone that you get in touch with, you get to keep and use this coupon. Now what that does is, when I come back in, now I've already given them the money. What I can't forget to do when I come back in is what?
Ask them how many people they got a hold of.
Okay, so now come back in and ask me.
Like right when I walk back in, you talk about the close.
Yeah, no, right when you walk back in.
Hey, Rodney, how many people did you get a hold of?
I talked to 2 people. The other 4 wasn't at home.
Did you call that number on the back?
You know what? I didn't get a chance to do that.
Oh, man. All right. You're missing out on something special there. You might want to give them a call. I'll give you a couple minutes.
No, I'll do it later.
All right, Rodney, you're missing out on the special thing that you're going to be getting. But, hey, I understand, I guess.
Okay, so stop right there. Is it possible that that can happen?
Yeah.
Yes, it's possible. But did he make the calls? How many people did he talk to?
2.
He talked to 2. So listen, we're going to play everything that can happen here. Don't worry about it. Do tell him he's missing out on it, but keep it moving. Don't get so caught up on it, right? I know this is something new and you're kind of excited about it. So, don't get so caught up in it that you let it throw you off of everything else. That's what I mean by practicing. I did call him. So, hey, keep it moving. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. So, like, you did call them, so then after you say, how many people did you get a hold of? Missed out on something special. Now you got to give me some money back.
That is correct. So now, so how would you do that?
When I do the whole thing over, walk back in?
Yep.
All right, Rodney, so how many people did you get a hold of?
I talked to 2 people.
You talked to 2 people. Did you call that number on the back?
Okay, stop right there. Before you ask me, did I call the number on the back? What do you need to ask me?
So now you only got a hold of 2 people, so give me some money back.
No, not yet. What does he need to ask me? Anybody else in the room? What does he need? He said, did you get in touch with anybody? I said, yes, I got in touch with 2. What does he need to ask me before he goes on?
What did they say?
What did they say? Right? Because I don't want to get lost in talking about that they talked to the BBB yet, so I'm not worried about that. So remember, don't let this extra stuff throw you off your game. That's why we got to practice it. So you're going to say, he said, I got in touch with 2. Okay, well, what did they say? Oh, man, they said you guys did a great job. You cleaned up. And they said that you did it in a couple of days and that they were thoroughly happy. Okay, well, great. All right, well, did you get a chance to call the number on the back? Yes, I did. Who was that? Because, you didn't tell them who it was, right? And it's all the Better Business Bureau. Okay, what did they say about us? And now all you're doing is verifying that they called or they didn't. If they say they didn't, they'll get a chance to call. They did later. Then the reason why. So then what I'm going to say, if they didn't get a chance to call them, I'm going to say, okay, no problem. I'm just going to keep it moving. Does that make sense? So I'm using that element of surprise. And now, let's say they didn't call the reference list. Didn't call the BBB. Then what do you say?
Now you got to give me some money back.
That is correct. Now, how you going to do that? You got to practice that. How you going to do that?
Hey, now, Rodney, since you didn't get a hold of all those people and you didn't call that number on the back, now you owe me $200 back.
Okay, all right, now, we don't want to make this a negative thing. We don't want to make it that big of a negative thing. So, all right, so now, here's where you do that, okay? You say, okay, well, let me have your coupons. That's the easiest way to do it. You take the coupons back. They're going to give you all 6 of them, right? You give them the 2 of them back. Okay, and then you say, okay, well, hey, once I give you the price, you just give me these back, and we'll take it right off your price. And then you move right into your video. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Try it again.
The walking back in part.
Yep.
All right, Ryan. How many people did you get a hold of?
I talked to 3.
Talk to 3. What did they say?
Well, I talked to Mrs. Smith here. She said that you guys did some carpet in her basement. She said she loved it. You guys did a great job. And I talked to this lady here. She was kind of in a hurry, but she said you guys did a great job. And then this guy just went on and on. He just raved about you guys. And he said that you've done 2 or 3 jobs for him. You cleaned up, and he said you were more expensive than everybody else, but it was well worth it.
Good, good, good. Did you call that number on the back?
Yes, I sure did.
You did. Who was it?
I was the Better Business Bureau, and they told me that you guys had no complaints and that you guys have been in business since 2009. So pretty impressive.
Hey, well, great. Hey, let me go ahead and see those coupons real quick.
Okay.
All right, since you got a hold of those 3 people,
yep.
And I know you said you were thinking about go ahead and add some tile in your entryway. Well, you know, we'll go ahead and price that up for you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you, on top of the 3 people we got a hold of for calling that number on the back, I'm going to go ahead and add $200 on top of your discount, so we can go ahead and take a look at that small entryway job.
Okay, cool. All right, so now make sure you give them back to me because I want you to use those again in the close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Guys, what I'm trying to tell you is if you master this and you really work on it and make it sound smooth, you'll be absolutely surprised at how that coupon and how them touching and feeling will completely change their attitude about calling the reference list. It'll also make them feel like that we didn't just throw it away. We actually gave them tangibly a coupon that they could feel. And it's not some, I'll give you 20% off for a senior citizen discount or anything like that. They can tangibly feel it. And that's very, very important. And it works very, very well. Okay? All right, so here's what I want to do now. I want to give somebody else a chance to do it. So here's what we're going to do. Let's move on, and I'm going to go to, let me find, we got quite a few, 97 people on this call. Wow. Let me find somebody here. All right, let's go to, guys, when you do this, please put your company name in so I'll be able to tell what company we're working with here, okay? All right, let's go to Wyoming Roofing. Let's go to Wyoming Roofing. All right, I just unmuted you guys. How are you guys doing out there in the wide open spaces of Wyoming?
Wow, we're doing great.
That's a beautiful thing. You know how a lot of times people say, well, hey, I wish I was there. I can't say that when you come to Wyoming.
Well,
But hey, I love you guys anyway. All right, here we go. So, all right, let's pick. Give me somebody here. Let's go. Who do we have in the room?
You got Tom, Dusty, Jacob, and Jordan.
Okay. All right, Jacob, what you got? Let's go. Sell it to me.
All right, Rodney, so could you do me a favor?
Sure. Depends on what it is.
Okay, so right here I have a list of some of our previous clients. These are people we did work for, and they're just interested in helping customers just like you. So what I want you to do, if you could you give them a call and ask them some of these questions, like, did we do everything? Did we clean up and finish in a timely manner? And most importantly, if they had to do their roof again, would they choose Wyoming Roofing? And my boss has authorized me to do this, but for each one of these people that you get a hold of, I can give you $50 off your roofing project. So I have some coupons here, and that gives you the opportunity to earn $50, $100, $150, $200, $250, $300, $350, $400 off your roofing, or $300, yeah, $300 off your roofing project today. So while I go out and measure your roof, could you give them a call, and could you also call this number here on the back? And if you get a hold of them, that gives you the opportunity to have a really special surprise. Could you do that for me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right, now stop right there. Okay, so now you just came back in the house. All right, now role play that.
All right, Rodney, were you able to get a hold of any of those customers?
Yeah, I talked to 2 of them. The other 4 wasn't home. I tried them all.
And what'd they say?
They said you guys did a great job. One of the guys said that he fed your crew lunch every day, and that that they worked really, really hard, and they were just absolutely a pleasure to work with. And he said you guys did a great job. You cleaned up. They said that they did. One of the guys said that there was a problem with something on the job, but you guys came back and fixed it. And both people I talked to were extremely satisfied.
Yeah, that was Mr. Johnson, and I'm glad you got a hold of him. That's an important part to us, is that not every project is perfect, and we like that you talked to Mr. Johnson just so you see that we came back and we fixed something that wasn't 100% perfect. But do you still have those coupons on you?
Yep, I sure do.
Can I have those back for a minute?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so since you got a hold of Mr. Johnson and Mr. Lewis, here's $50, $100. And did you get a hold of that number on the back?
Yes, I did. I did. The Better Business Bureau. I did call them.
And what'd you find out?
You know what? They told me that you guys have been in business for, I think they said 12 years or 13 years. And then they said that you had one complaint, but it was solved. And in the last 3 years. And so it was, pretty impressive.
Okay, well, since you got a hold of them, like I said, I'll give you a special surprise. So here's an extra $200 off your project. So if you hold me to these,
cool.
When I get your price worked up, we'll have you work those coupons when we get there. Okay.
All right, stop right there. Now, remember, what really makes this work is because they should know we've already figured the price. See, if we've already figured the price, then it doesn't seem like, well, now I know how much it is, I'm gonna jack it up $300. So, you said that's why you want to make sure that when you say, okay, well, I've already figured up your price, so when I give it to you, give me this and we'll take it right off the price. Now, let me show you what I found out. Bam! And show them the video.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, good job, good job. All right, Peachtree, you're in the house. I see you guys there looking good, all in black shirts. Talk to me, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. Who we got there in the room? Do we have Marcus in the room or no?
Yep, I'm here, Rodney. He's hiding in the back corner.
I see you back there, big boy. Come on. They told me you wanted some of this. Come get some of this.
All right. Hey, Rodney, would you do me a favor?
Depends on what it is.
All right. Well, hey, I've got a list of customers here. Now, these are people that we've previously done work for. What I want you to do is go ahead and give them a call. Of course, you can ask them anything you'd like, but I have some questions down here. Did we do everything we said we'd do? Did we clean up afterwards, leave everything the way we found it? And if they had to do it all over again, would they use Peachtree Company? And I tell you what, Rodney, for each person you get in touch with, I'll be able to give you $100 off towards the project, up to $300. So go ahead and take this, and let me get this worked out for you.
All right. So did you count my money out?
Oh, God.
What happened to my Better Business Bureau?
Right. Let me try this again, Rodney.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Hey, Rodney, would you do me another favor?
Sure. What's that?
All right, I'll tell you what. Hey, I've got a list of customers here. Now, these are people that we've previously done work for. What I want you to go ahead and do is give them a call. Now, you can ask them anything you'd like. You know, I've got some questions down here. Did we do everything we said we'd do? Did we clean up afterwards? Did everything the way we found it? And if they had to do it all over again, would they use Peachtree Company? Now, Rodney, tell you what we're going to go ahead and do here for you. Let me count this out. I'll give you $100, $200, $300 off for each person that you get in touch with here while I'm up there doing my inspection. So go ahead and take this. And one more thing, Rodney, on the back of this, if you go ahead and give this number a call, go ahead and press 1 twice and then enter this number, and I'll be able to give you a special surprise. So let me go get this worked out for you. I'll come back in.
All right. Beautiful. Not bad. All right, come back in the house. Show me what you got.
All right. Hey, Rodney, were you able to get in touch with anybody?
Yeah, you know what I did? I talked to 4 people. 2 of them, one of the ladies, I talked to her, but she didn't have time to talk. She just said that she was on her way out the door, so I only really had a chance to speak with 3 of them. Okay,
great. And they all have good things to say about us?
Yeah, actually, the one guy said that you did his house and you did the neighbor next to him and the neighbor across the street. So he said you guys did a great job, and that that he's referred you to a bunch of people.
Awesome. Well, hey, Rodney, you have those coupons that I gave you a minute ago?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Let me get those real quick.
Okay.
Well, tell you what, since you went ahead and you got in touch with those 3 people, here's your $100, $200, $300 discount. Go ahead and hold on to those. I've got your price all worked up. When I go over that with you here in a little bit, then you can go ahead and cash those coupons in.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, for sure.
Oh, great. And Ronnie, were you able to get in touch with that number on the back?
Yes, I did. I called the Better Business Bureau, and they said you guys had 3 complaints, but each one of them was solved and resolved, and that you have been in business since 2008 and over the last 3 years. So they're pretty impressive. I mean, I know it's hard to please everybody.
Well, hey, that's fantastic. I tell you what, Rodney, like I said, I was going to do something special for you. So in addition to that discount, I'll give you an additional $100 off. So here you go.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, now what I want you to do real quick here is lay out the price and do the transaction in the close.
Okay. All right, Rodney. Now your total price with deductible and upgrades comes to $7,950. Now you did get in touch with some of those references. Can I go ahead and get those coupons from you?
Okay, here you go.
Perfect. So that earned you that $100, $200, $300, $400 discount, which brings your total to just $74.50.
Okay, now stop. Now the beautiful thing here is this is the reason why we want to leave that 0 in the price layout sheet. Now, when we take that money back, we'll actually type that right into the price layout sheet, and they see it come right off the price. So now they're seeing it, hearing it, and they're feeling it. We've stimulated 3 senses with this reference list. 3 senses. Now, because this is something we do on a daily basis, it's not that big a deal to us. But it talks directly to the part of the brain that we can't control. It's just like we talked about at the boot camp when we talked about the power of the nines. Hey man, we know that 99 is just 1 penny from 100, or 99 is 1 penny from $1. $99 is $1 from 100. 99.99 is 1 from 1,000. We know that, but our senses and our brain tells us if we want it, it's $900 and not 1,000. It's the same exact effect as the money has on the brain. All right, let's do one more. All right, I'm gonna mute you guys back. Let's go down to the Bayou down in Louisiana. I see my boys from Relief Windows in the house there. I just unmuted you. You guys thought you was gonna get off and wasn't gonna get a chance to do this role play, did you? How you guys doing down there in Louisiana? Good. All right, all right. All right, so who do we have in the room here?
Ian, Leon, Byron, Mark, Nicole, Billy, Chris.
All right, so people don't say I discriminate. Let's have Nicole do this. All right, here we go, Nicole. I want you to sell me the reference list bilimbically.
Rodney, could you do me a favor?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I have a list of customers here. I know it's hard to know who to trust when you do a home improvement project. These people were just like you. There's a few questions we asked at the bottom. Did we do everything we said we were going to do? Did we clean up? And would you use Relief Windows again? Oh, I forgot about the money.
Okay, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Okay, so for every person that you call, we're going to give you $100 off per person today. So here is $600 as the amount of the people on the list, and I'm going to want a special for you. Oh yeah, and on the back, if you flip it over, we have a special number for you. And when I go out and I come back in, we're going to see how many people that you call. Okay, all right. Now, here's the beauty of this. I need you now, and guys, let me make this. If your rating with the Better Business Bureau is not really good, and you don't want them to call the Better Business Bureau for some reason, all right, then you can also do the same thing with other things. Like you can do the other things with Yelp. You can do it with Angie's List. There's quite a few other things you can use just besides the reference list. What we're looking for is the element of surprise. So you need to see which one of those works for you. And if we can use these, it really, really stimulates that part of the brain. And it really, really gets them to want to call the reference list and to feel that in their pleasure center. Okay, so now when you're doing this, you have to make sure that that customer understands that, first of all, you got $600 coupons here, and for each one of them that they get in touch with, they'll get to apply this coupon off the price of their job. All right, now come back in and find out. All right, Rodney. Now that you had a chance to talk to these, how many people did you get the chance to talk to? I actually talked to 2. The 2? Okay. Well, can I get those coupons back from you? Okay, stop right there. What do you got to find out? What did they say? That's important. You got to find out what they said. Here's why. Because if it's a husband and a wife, only one of those people made the phone calls. What we need is for that other person to hear what they said on the phone. So if you can get them to verbalize what those people said, it almost acts as a reference of a reference. So now they've heard their wife talk to them on the phone, then the husband heard it from the wife. So we gotta make sure we verbalize get them to verbalize what they say. Okay. All right, try it again. All right, Rodney, how many people were you able to talk to? I talked to 2.
And what did they say?
You know, one of the people said that they really saved quite a bit on their heating and cooling bills. And they said that you guys did them a really good job. The other one said that they had, I guess they got, had some damage and their insurance helped them pay for some of it, but you guys were really good and you upgraded their windows. And one guy said you sold them a door, and he said that it really changed the appearance of his house. He loved the door, and he said you guys were significantly more than some of the other people he got a price from, but that it was worth every penny of it.
Well, that's great to hear. Could you hand me back those coupons now?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Could you hand me back those? I'm sorry, that's great to hear. Could you hand me those coupons back?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, here you go.
Well, here's one, and here's two, since you got a hold of two people, so we're giving you $200 off your price.
Okay.
Flip to the back, and what did they say?
You know, it was the Better Business Bureau, and they said that you guys have been in business for about 8 years, and that over the last 3 years, you had no unresolved complaints. You had, I think they said 2 service complaints, but they were resolved. So, I mean, over the last 3 years, I mean, nobody was unhappy, I guess.
Well, fantastic. Well, let me give you another $100 for you contacting the Better Business Bureau, and thank you so much.
All right, and then boom, straight into our video. Okay, guys, to sum all of this up, what we're saying is this: is anything we can do at all that talks to what's called the pleasure center, whether that's money, a surprise, letting them touch it and feel it. This is something they cannot control. It is something, we're talking, this is biology. This is facts. And what happens to us a lot of times, we get caught up in what we think, in what we feel, instead of what the facts say. I had one guy tell me, well, you know, I think that's kind of cheesy to give people coupons. And I said, well, that's fine if you think it's cheesy, but what we know is it works. Customers like it. They want it. I mean, they've even made a TV show about couponing. I mean, people get addicted to couponing. People get addicted to making money and losing money. People get addicted to the loss and the gain of money. So what we've got to do is we've got to understand that this is something that can completely change the effectiveness and how much we get people to call our reference list, which then proves we're not a liar and that they can trust us, so that when we give them a price, now there's nobody else they want to do business with except for us. And that's how you start to eliminate a lot of these objections. I do have time for a couple of questions. If somebody has a question, I'm going to need you to kind of raise your hand and I can unmute you. But I'm going to go through really quickly all the screens and see. If you have a question, then raise your hand real quick and keep it up. All right, no questions on the first screen. Hold on, wait a minute, I might have had one. Hold on a second. Let's see. All right, AM. A&M, what's your question?
Are you going to do these, are they going to be scheduled like the conference calls on a certain day every month?
That is correct. This university call, role play call, will be the first Monday of every month. As long as you're a part of the university, you'll get the first Friday of every month. Now, you can also volunteer to role play. So if you want to volunteer to role play, what you'll need to do is, all you have to do is send in a message to helpdesk@Rodney, just send it to, send it to patriley@rodneyweb.biz. So send that to him. He will put together a list and we'll go down that list and we'll role play. You will also get a notice And your notice will tell you what the topic's gonna be, and it'll give you a call-in ID. The call-in ID will be different every month. So you must look at your email and use that call-in ID. Okay? Does that answer your question? Yeah, all right, beautiful. All right, so let's go to the next page. Any questions at all? Okay, I got one here, in Rebath here. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Ronnie, where can we print off those $100 bills?
Okay, those $100 bills will be in the downloads on the university. You just go print them off if you got a really good color printer, and then just take some paper cutters and cut it out. They'll be actual dollar size.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Okay, I got one, Wyoming Roofing. Okay, what you got?
Hey Ronnie, this is Dusty. On the price layout sheet, should we have the surprise discount be separate from the reference discount, or do we combine them when we're taking?
Just combine it, because what you got to remember, you're going to already have given them what it was at that time. Now, if it's a product or something, if it's a product, you might want to write it in there. So let's say you told them, hey, you know, you wanted us to do this. And so depending on what you gave them, but if it's just money, just combine it. If it's something else, then write it in there. But they must see you do it.
Okay, great, thanks.
All right, so if you look at your price layout sheet, there's empty lines in there for you to be able to type in what it is. So let's say that you told them that you were going to replace, that they had one bad pipe boot, let's say, and your surprise was, hey, I'm going to give you that pipe boot that was broken. Then you just type in pipe boot, what the value of it is, and then the rest of it will be calculated by our price layout sheet. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. I think we're done with that page. All right. Let's keep going. Any questions at all on this page? No questions at all? Anybody else? Okay. All right. I think that's everybody that. Any questions? Reggie Keating, you got a question? I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was it?
Okay. I was just wondering if the element of surprise would be more effective after the price was given, or if you wanted to stick to doing it right when you come back in, like we've been role playing.
I want to do it right when I go back, because if you do it during the price layout sheet, they don't know about it, right? And I want them to know about it and value it throughout the presentation. And I want them to know ahead of time.
Okay.
All right? All right, let's keep going. I'm going through and see if anybody else got their hand raised. Okay. All right, so guys, listen. I think we've gotten all the questions. If anybody else got their hand up, okay, hold on a second. I see. All right, relief windows. Okay, come on.
Go, Mark. So, Rodney, in the event a homeowner does not reach anyone on the reference list, you can always go back to that surprise number on back the page, right?
Yes, you can.
If they didn't call it, you give them another opportunity to call it. You can then make that discount be any amount you like, right?
That is absolutely correct. So you can, and remember, here's the beauty, and who is that? Is that Mark? Who is that?
Yes,
Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark. So here's the beauty. You are the king here, Mark. So you can make it whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You just got to make sure that it makes sense and that it seems real. So let's say that they didn't get in touch with anybody, and you come back in and they didn't call the number on the back, and they say, we'll do it later. You might say, listen, hey, I told you I had something special, and I really think you need this. Then you pick up the phone and call the Better Business Bureau and put those numbers in and let them hear it. And still give them the discount for it, and you look like a hero.
Right. Okay.
Okay? But the power, guys, the power of this, really, the power of this is going to be the actual money. I mean, you know, for them to touch it and feel it. All right? Good. Okay. All right. A&M. I got you.
Hey, how you doing?
Go ahead. I got you.
Okay. Do you have a template for that money in Canadian dollars?
No, I don't. But if you send me a Canadian, you know what? I tell you what. I think Pat Riley's on the phone right now. He's the guru. He can make anything. So what I'm gonna do is have him to make up a Canadian one, and we'll put that up there too. We can't leave you Canadians out, eh?
I appreciate that. Yeah, if you can make up some Canadian $50 bills, that'd be awesome.
Canadian 50s. All right, okay. Canadians 50s. All right, Pat. I know you heard that. We'll do that for you, just for you AM guys.
It should be equivalent to an American 10.
Yeah, that's about right. Believe me, I know. All right, great. Another question? No?
Nope, we're good.
All right, beautiful. Anybody else? Well, I thought I saw one more. All right, Joe Picario, what's happening, my man?
You're muted?
No, you're good.
Yeah, how you doing, Rodney?
I'm doing great. How's this university working out for you?
For me, it's working out great. I've sold back-to-back jobs for the last 3 weeks. My son Dominic picked up a couple jobs over here, and I've been driving around with my iPad. You might not see me because it's pretty dangerous because it's addicting. You can't turn it off.
Well, hey, Joe, don't be doing the university while you're driving, Joe.
I do a lot of driving, Rodney. It's most of my day is driving.
Well, hey, man, I'm glad you're enjoying it, man.
Video I sent you? How was that video I sent you over?
Great. Matter of fact, I tell you what, we should play it if we had time.
That lady started at 10 o'clock. We left at 2:30. And you know what she said as soon as we got in there? I'm an information hound. I'm going to need so much information. She had everything laid out on the table with the information she had, and we had to chop her up piece by piece. But it was really great. The university made it happen. That was I think it was a $65,000 siding job with some painting and finishing. Really a big number job.
Beautiful, and you got lunch for it. You got a free lunch, right?
I was eating. I wore her down where she had to eat herself, so she fed me. Yeah, it was really a good deal.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, hey, great job, man. Keep it up.
Thanks, Rodney.
Hey guys, I do want to tell. Let me make sure. Last thing. Any other questions before we sum it up? Any other questions? Let me keep looking here. Make sure. Any questions? Okay. Is there? Okay. Do we have a question? Okay. Yes, sir. Mike.
Hey, Rodney, let everybody know about if they can modify the money. A couple questions came through about that. As far as their logo goes or anything like that.
Right. Okay. All right. So, guys, listen. You don't have to use the money we made up. That's just that was just an example or something you could use. Pat did a really great job because it looks like he took a real $100 bill. So it's the size of a $100 bill. It has the exact printing of 100. And the only thing that was changed is cash. The mascot is in there. But what you can do, as a matter of fact, I've got one here from one of the Rebath guys. If you take a look, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? That's actually theirs, and they've got their Rebath logo on there. So that's one that some of the guys had. Okay, so you can make it however you want. It doesn't matter. You take your logo and you can put your logo in Ben Franklin's face or whatever. However you want to do it. It's more the touching and the feeling and bringing the senses into it. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, good. All right, well, let's review and let's make sure we understand where we are, guys. Every month, the first Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we will be doing one of these calls. We'll be doing live role play. If you have questions that you want answered, you can actually email those in as well, and we'll get to those as we can. As we start to grow the university, we will also start to have multiple calls that you can get on at different times. So, but for right now, the first Monday of every month at 1 o'clock. And so it'll be a different professor or a different instructor each month. So you're going to get a variety. You'll see me, you'll see John and Mike and Tony and Chad. You'll get a chance to see everybody's and so you'll get a chance to see different perspectives and different personalities. But everybody's on the same system. I also want to say this. Over 50% of the companies that came to the boot camp had the largest May they've ever had in their company history. I want to say congratulations to quite a few companies, man. The guys out there at Byers Leaf Guard. I mean, absolute fantastic month. Randy Biddle. Man, I tell you what, this guy's on pace to do well over between $2 and $3 million this year. Had a huge month. The guys at A-Best did almost $2 million in 1 month when they came back. Guys in Austin, I mean, everywhere. I just got so many messages of guys that had the biggest month they've ever had. We're also going to announce our next year's boot camp will be February 26th, 27th, 28th, and March 1st. We moved it up 2 months so that we don't get into people's busy time, so that we don't catch a lot of storm season, and everybody wanted us to move it up, so we're moving it up. So go ahead and save the date on that. We'll have more details to come. Thank you guys so much for joining us and being a part of the university. We've had thousands of quizzes taken. We've had hundreds of courses that's been passed. And the beautiful thing is we got new information coming. We've just recorded more. This actual session here will also be on the university, so you can review it again if you would like. Have a great day, a great week, and let's freaking kill this thing in June, guys. All I got to say is, who wants some of that? Have a good day. Talk to you later.